another James Bond movie and a James Bond franchise review. I tell you, we're cranking them now after taking 6.5 months off. Okay, not 6.5, but it was a while. But this one is For Your Eyes Only, and this was the attempt to bring James Bond literally down to earth after being out in space in the previous movie, Moonraker. This was the movie that was supposed to come out right after, what was it? Spy Who Loved Me. Supposed to be For Your Eyes Only. Of course, then Star Wars happened. They shoehorned in Moonraker, and then they brought in For Your Eyes Only. Of course, this was a novel from Ian Fleming. It was actually made up of a couple novels, kind of squished together, and this tells the story of James Bond being kind of mixed in with a revenge plot from a woman trying to avenge the death of her parents. Her father was working with MI6 trying to retrieve a box called an I think it was called an ATRAX or ATAX that basically can predict, can take over submarines, allow them to shoot the missiles at the friendlies and so forth. So it's James Bond's mission to retrieve this box. And of course, he gets mixed with Melina Havelock, who her parents got killed, takes you into the Greek islands. This is a great movie that has a good mix of ski chase scenes, car chase scenes, underwater scenes. It's kind of like they took everything else that happened in the beginning of all the other movies and they threw into this movie, along with less gadgets to they wanted to make something more in line with Dr. No and some of the earlier movies. Opens up with James Bond actually acknowledging that he had a wife, as we see him at the graveside of his dead wife from Her Majesty's Secret Service. And then it takes off from there. It actually brings back, for the last time, although he's uncredited, Ernst Stavro Blofeld. And this movie cost $28 million to make, took in $195 million at the box office. I think for years, this movie has been unfairly kind of mixed reviews, but it's grown to really be appreciated more and more. And I know when I watch it this time, I really appreciate what a decent, good movie this is. It had a top 10 single in it from Sheena Easton, title song For Your Eyes Only. And the music, well, we'll talk about the music. It was Bill Conti, something a little different than the usual John Barry score. So to discuss all that, the man, the myth, legend, my co-host, Dylan. How's it going, Dylan? How you like that build-up, Dylan?
What up?
We made it into For Your Eyes Only, and
box set 2, bro.
Second box set, and I tell you, watching this movie, I really enjoyed this movie the second time watching it. It is more of a grounded, realistic James Bond. You don't have as many of the gadgets, but you certainly have the action scenes and ramped up. You get great car chases in this. You get a great ski chase in this. You get a fantastic underwater scene where he's grappling with sharks and men in diving suits. The only thing I thought was a little weak in this movie was the score. Not the theme song. I like Sheena Easton's For Your Eyes Only. That was fine. Bill Conti, who did the music from the Rocky series, was brought in to do the music for this movie. And I thought the music was a little weak, especially when compared with John Barry's great scores. I didn't mind it. That was a big, big hit.
I thought it was good, but it wasn't the best, obviously.
No, it wasn't the best, but it was a good pop song. I like Sheena Easton, so it was fine. Having her sing it with, she had to be on. First time you actually saw the person singing it in the title track. But I like how you start off with, before you even see Bond, you start off following this girl whose parents is killed. Great scene. I love the actress. I like the girl in this one. She was one of the better Bond girls, I thought. She didn't have a goofy name like Holly Goodhead or Pussy Galore. It was a little bit more low key than that. They played the Greek revenge stuff. We follow Bond going into this underworld to track down this device where he has to meet up with his man. He meets up with Custados, who's supposed to be the good guy helping him, to pair him up with this underworld villain called Columbo. And then they turn the tables on you, where it's actually Custados is the main villain in the piece, played by John Glover. And then you get T'Pol, who's in the fiddle of the roof. He plays Columbo. I love his character.
Julian Glover.
He reminds me a lot of some of the earlier guys in like Goldfinger and You Only Live Twice. We have a great scene where Bond is forced to rock climb to reach the villain's lair. Overall, I just really, really love this movie. I think the set pieces are great.
Columbo character.
The Columbo character is good. The villains, well, not, after having Jaws in the last couple movies, it's not. These are more realistic villains. You had
like you said, a little more grounded.
Right, you had that main guy with the glasses there. Bond kicks over the cliff there when he's got his car there. Bond's a little bit more ruthless in this movie too. You know, not getting the guy over there.
I feel like this was Roger Moore's like first one where he was like, "I'm Bond, baby." Like so fully confident.
Right.
Like where it was like the last two, he found his footing and he knew who he was, but it was like this one, he like came in like, no question, I'm Bond. You know what I mean? Like where it's like he is him, where it's like he's done it long enough. He finally, like the last two, he's found his groove, he knows what he's doing, and it just, you know what I mean? It just felt so like he didn't have to try it. He was just awesome. You know,
Right.
Like you said, man, because at first I was like, oh, it's going to be grounded, less gadgety. Dude,
well, one thing that started in this
hilarious shit in this, too. I thought it was so funny.
Really? Because I thought it was...
Dude, you didn't pick up on some of those comedic tones? Like, when it's like, when he's chasing down that car, and then it just cuts, and he's just, like, running up the steps, like, real, like...
Well, I don't think that was meant to be comedic, and certainly that wasn't Roger Moore doing that. But yeah, there's some comedic stuff with
the rock. And then every time he's getting close, and then the guy just like cuts it down. There was a bunch of like
that wasn't meant to be comedic. I don't think either, but it was just.
I was like,
I don't know. The comedic was kind of like when they're being chased in that little VW micro bug there, and they're flipping over, and he's giving some of the back talk to her. Kind of, you know what it reminded me of? And I think maybe they stole it. Is that scene where he's driving with her in the bug? Didn't that remind you a lot of the fucking scene in the last Mission Impossible where Cruise is with the girl in the same type of thing?
Dude, every time I watch some of these now, I pick up so many things where I'm like, I think Tom Cruise is a Bond fan. You know what I mean?
And the thing is, it fit in the Bond movie. It didn't fit in the Mission Impossible movie because he was never trying to be funny in those before. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
But, it had some great stunt stuff too. I mean,
oh yeah.
Of course, this was the movie. I think the first movie, and as you go on, you start getting more. Where the the cold opens, I guess you call it, the beginning of the movies, don't have a heck of a lot to do with the rest of the movie. Like in the last movie,
Blofeld was going to be the main villain. In this.
It was even credited because
I love that opening. Yeah, I love that.
It is a great open. But they got rid of him because that lawsuit, because of Thunderball, they couldn't use Spectre, they couldn't use Blofeld. That's why he's not called Blofeld, but it's obvious.
Oh, okay. Blofeld. He's in a wheelchair.
He's in a wheelchair. He's bald. He looks like he got the cat. He got the fucking cat.
He's like, I'm starting to lose you, Bond. And
he's got the cat.
Gets his ass. He's like, no, Bond, let's make a deal. Let's make a deal.
Yeah.
And he picks him up on the helicopter.
Yeah.
He's like, look, let me go.
He's like, when he throws the guy out the helicopter, he goes, oh, no respect for the dead.
Yeah. Dude, that was hilarious. I love that.
And he drops him down a fucking chimney stack.
Let me go. Oh, you want me to set you down now? Dude, I love that, man.
Yeah. I love they started off with him in the cemetery, visiting his dead wife, because at least it brought a little continuity into it.
Exactly, yeah, because it's been a couple movies, so you kind of be like, what the hell?
Well, a lot of movies, it's been since that one guy, the guy who had to, that was 5-6 movies ago.
Like
7 movies ago.
5 or 6 movies.
But it's nice they acknowledged it a little bit.
Yeah.
And then when he's flying out there, he sees the priest giving him the fucking blessing, like you're gonna die.
But dude, I love too when he goes into his Father, forgive me, I have sinned. He's like, well, you certainly have, Bond, and then it ends up being M or whatever.
Q, it was Q.
Q. I'm sorry, but yeah, that was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, we once again, of course, the guy died. We didn't have him in this one again because they had the Minister of Defense, and that guy who played the Minister of Defense behind the desk, he thought he was going to be getting a role of him, and they didn't give it to him
Really?
because they wanted an older guy. So
Yeah.
I think in the
Even
next movie,
Moneypenny's looking a little older. In
yeah.
this
Oh
one
yeah.
too,
Wait.
man.
Wait.
Wow.
Yeah. Wait.
'Cause, you know, obviously and we didn't have M. Well, he was
Well,
in
M's dead. So
M's dead in real life. Yeah,
they
that
haven't
was
replaced
the
him.
first one without.
Right.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait. Did they didn't recast him yet? Because am I tripping?
Not yet, but they
Not
will
yet.
in the next movie. They get
Okay.
recast in the next one.
The next movie, okay. I was gonna say I didn't think I saw him in this.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully, Q lived a long life. Q stays in the movies till Brosnan. So.
Oh wow, really?
He's
He
in it for a
goes
while.
like he's in the Brosnan?
Yes, he's in the Brosnan.
Wow. All of them or just a couple?
Just a couple.
Okay.
And then he gets.
Yeah,
replaced.
I can't wait to get to the Brosnan. I know some people aren't so crazy about him, but
Well, interesting fact that I got on Wikipedia. See, it's good for some stuff. Is you remember in this movie the girl that plays the Countess Columbo's Countess girl that gets killed on the beach?
the crossbow girl?
No, the one that the blonde that was with the Columbo. Bond beds her, and then they kill her on the beach.
Oh,
they run
yeah.
her down.
Yeah.
That's Pierce Brosnan's wife.
Really?
During the time this was made, he was married to her.
Oh wow.
So, this
Phoebe?
Bond, no, the older one, the one that was the Countess.
Lisa?
Yes, that one.
Lisa, okay, yeah.
Yeah, Bibi was played by that Holly Johnson, who was in a few movies back then.
Melina was hot.
Yeah, but I give it to Bond. Bond could have been a fucking creeper, and he could have done Bibi, but he didn't.
Yeah.
He bought her an ice cream.
Yeah.
She wanted him. She was there in
Right.
bed.
Oh yeah, as always.
You know.
So we're getting down to it though, man. It's what we only have like 2 more with Roger Moore, right?
Yes,
For
2
your eyes
more.
only Octopussy's the next one.
Octopussy's the next one, and View to a Kill.
And Vita Kill is his last one, right?
Yep.
Wow, I can't believe we're almost done with Roger Moore, dude.
That's right. Then we're on to Timothy Dalton for a short couple movies.
Or what, 2?
Yeah. But
Yeah, I'm curious to see what he does. What's he from?
He's been Flash Gordon and tons of shit. Timothy Dalton is big. He was in
Christopher Walken's in A View to Kill.
Yeah. Timothy Dalton was in Doom Patrol. He was the boss, the wheelchair guy.
Oh yes. I knew. I was like, what do I know him from? Because I knew when I looked at his face, he looked familiar.
Yeah, I love a lot of good set pieces in this, but I love all the underwater stuff. When he was down there in the ship,
Me too.
They had that point of view with the guy in the big suit, and he's like, you hear him breathing like Darth Vader.
Yeah.
And then he puts the fucking bomb on him. That is so fucking good.
Yeah, I loved when they were underwater swimming from the sharks. That looked really good because you could tell like they were actually filming down underwater too with them. Like,
yeah, he puts him in a boat and he slits his wrists and
puts
him in the water.
Yeah, dude, I really was surprised by this. I had a blast with it.
But even the skiing stuff was done really well. Skiing stuff was done great. I love all that stuff in the skiing part of it.
Yeah.
And then you had that big set piece at the end where he's climbing and going to the villain's lair and doing the whole thing. But it's definitely, you didn't have an over the top, like all the other movies where you had all the big people come in, the big fighting. It was a little bit more restrained.
So the guy that directed this one, he does the next 3. He did For Your Eyes Only, Octopussy, and A View to Kill.
Yeah, John Glenn pretty much took over the directing.
And then it looks like he does License to Kill, Living Daylights.
He does a bunch of them. Yeah, he's basically the second unit director who does all the action stuff. He took over pretty much the movies.
So he does basically like the next 5 Bond movies.
Pretty much.
Even Timothy Dalton. I'm sure they probably get rid of him once Pierce Brosnan comes in.
Mm-hmm.
After Dalton, then it's Brosnan.
Brosnan, yeah.
Yeah, Brosnan.
But
I'm excited to get into the Brosnan ones.
And this one too, they played up all the Russian stuff. They had they brought back that guy at the end, the Russian guy who was in all the other movies. He's always the Russian guy they bring back. He was in Spy Love Me and a few of the other ones. But I just think a little bit more low key. Even the next,
I like though that they brought it back to a little grounded, because
yeah, I would say the next
like that
two,
Impossible could do. You don't have to keep going crazier and crazier like the
right?
Fast and Furious. It just gets to be ridiculous.
Yeah,
Where it's like
I would say the next two are pretty grounded.
Nice.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen a bad Bond movie yet.
well,
You know?
most people consider the worst Bond movie his last one, A View to a Kill.
A View to a Kill.
Because he was old as dirt in it, and he looks old
Really?
as dirt. Like he kind of looks like Connery did in his last one.
Yeah.
But
he didn't look that bad.
No.
He kind of looked a little,
but I still
haven't watched.
Yes.
The one.
We're gonna Never Say Never Again.
Older.
We're watching that after the next more one.
So we're watching
Octopussy. Yes, we're watching Octopussy, and then Never Say Never Again.
Oh, so it's Octopussy, Never Say Never, and then A View to a Kill?
Yes.
Okay.
Because that's chronologically how they came out.
Got you.
But yeah, I like View to a Kill. It has a great soundtrack. It's got what's her face in it.
It has a 6.3 on there.
Yeah, it's
a higher thing than Moonraker.
It's got Tanya Roberts in it. She's not the best actress, but she's hot.
Of course.
Of course, she plays
it's got Christopher Walken.
She plays a ditzy nuclear scientist.
Really?
And you know
Christopher Walken. I'm excited.
And you know what her name is? Her last name in that movie?
What?
Christmas.
Why
do you think they named it that? Because then they could use that joke. Christmas came early this year, and they use it.
Stacey Sutton on there.
No, Stacey Sutton. Okay, you're right. No, Christmas is in. I'm getting my Bond movies mixed up. That's in a Brosnan one coming up. So,
okay.
That was what was the girl that was in Wild Things? Denise Richards. She plays a nuclear scientist called Christmas. Christmas came.
Do you remember which one?
It's
a Brosnan or Dalton?
Brosnan. The World Is Not Enough.
Okay.
It's a ways away.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we still got some time before we get to Pierce.
So what was your favorite set piece or scenes in the movie? What did you like?
Dude, I mean, I loved the opening so much. I just thought that was such a fun way to start it. I really like the rock climbing scene, honestly. I don't know why. I just thought that was really cool.
I think my favorite scene is the scene where they Columbo takes Bond to that warehouse.
Yeah.
And there's that gunfight, and they got those big barrels of opium, and he's cutting them, and the opium barrels are crushing everybody, rolling over them and stuff. Yeah. And that was a cool. If you notice, that's the scene where where he's running up the stairs there.
Yeah.
It's interesting because they go to the warehouse at night, and he has to run up all those stairs to catch the guy in the car. By the time he gets up the top of the stairs, it's daytime. So it must have took him a long time to get up there.
Yeah, right.
The motherfucker went from night to day. And then he kicks the car over the cliff. I thought that was great.
Oh yeah.
Even the scene where in the beginning where he meets up with Melina and she shoots that guy in the pool with the bolt, and then they're running. It's great because they go to his car. And the guy says, the guy has that thing that says theft protected, and he tries busting the window, and the whole car blows up.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, you have a car?" And then it's that piece of shit VW. But I thought that was great. As I said, I thought the music was okay. It was kind of 80s. Bill Conti, he's from Rocky, he did an okay job. I thought I like the John Barry a little bit better, but he was all right.
Yeah.
But this is a good, solid James Bond movie. I mean,
yeah.
I always think of this one. I always thought, well, maybe, but I'd be watching it. This is a pretty solid movie, and the plot is real good. The story is excellent. It has a lot of twists in it. Where you think the villain is the villain and the bad guy is a bad guy, and they're not. They swap.
Yeah.
Maybe the real villain, Christados, maybe he was a little weak, but they didn't want somebody who was going to take over the world. They just wanted basically a thug a crook to bring it back down.
Yeah.
Trying to sell this device to the Russian to get the most money you can get.
Yeah, kind of like the one where what's the one where
Thunderball had
about
something
the heroin dealer or whatever.
Well, Thunderball was a similar plot. Remember, they had to go underwater to get that device that was under the water. There it was a very similar plot to Thunderball, but it's still I enjoyed it. And it was nice. It was a different change of pace after Moonraker, which was
it doesn't have to always be a world-ending thing. Yeah, Denise Richards is Christmas.
Yeah,
that's gonna be a fun one.
But not everybody has to take over the world.
Exactly.
That gets a little old, and that's why you see the Austin Powers movies, kind of making fun of that aspect of it.
Yep, definitely. But yeah, if I said like for favorite open, I love that opening. I just thought that was hilarious, man. The fun way to kind of get rid of Blofeld.
Yeah, but you can really see. I mean, we watched it. We watched Live and Let Die, Man with the Golden Gun, Spy Love Me, and the films have gotten progressively better and better and better. And we said that Roger Moore really comes into his own, I think, during the whole Spy Love Me, Moonraker, and then this movie. I think by this movie, he's pretty cemented. By this movie, when people thought of James Bond, they thought of Roger Moore. Because he had done enough of them. He had really made that role his. And he did, I still think he did the most out of a lot of them, all of them, really.
Oh, yeah.
So, I've always liked Roger Moore. Like, my mom's not a big Roger. She always thought, I like, some people only like Sean Connery. That's it. There was never a James Bond after Sean Connery. And I agree. Sean Connery was the best Bond.
Yeah.
He was the original. He was the best. But, I thought Roger Moore made that role his own.
Hell yeah.
And you notice,
I thought it was great, man.
Yeah, he was definitely more of a rough and tumble Bond. You notice he wasn't hardly in a tux in this whole movie.
No.
He was wearing more rugged clothes, getting down and dirty,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I had a blast with this, man. Like I said, I don't think we've, like everyone, Robbie kept saying, oh, there's some bad ones. I haven't seen a bad one yet.
Yeah. No.
We'll see. I mean, maybe there'll be like one. I mean, maybe like the Pierce Brosnan ones are gonna be
some of well, I would say probably the weakest James Brosnan one was the one he did with Madonna, the Die Another Day. That was kind of
Madonna.
Yeah.
Because GoldenEye is supposed to be.
Yeah, GoldenEye was his probably top movie, I would think. Yeah. But I'm not gonna influence you. You make your own judgment.
Yeah, exactly.
Where do you think this falls on your on your Roger Moore list?
Now
you said what last time? That didn't you say? What movie did you say was your favorite last time? Was it Spy Love Me or was it?
Yeah, the one before Moonraker.
Right.
Spy Love Me is my favorite. Then I had Moonraker, and then maybe I'd say this. I don't know if because Jaws is great in Moonraker. Yeah, I almost say this and Moonraker are pretty close for me, honestly. Mm-hmm. But I think I'd go Moonraker over this by a little bit. But they're close. I do really enjoy this one. This actually is rated better than Moonraker on IMDb, which I don't know. But,
plus, we got a booby.
Yeah. Dude, they're close, man. I almost do kind of like this a little better, but Moonraker has such great sets and everything,
Yeah, Moonraker is that classic, confrontation at the end and the whole fight in space. Moonraker's cool. Yeah. Moonraker is a great. This was
just kind of a little more refreshing.
Moonraker is just so fun.
Yeah.
This had a better story. This had a better plot.
Yeah.
I mean, story-wise, it was a better plot. But
well, like you said too, that Moonraker was thrown together because of Star Wars. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
But yeah, I'd go Spy Love Me, Moonraker than this. But I really enjoyed this. I thought this was awesome.
Yeah. I can't wait. It'd be interesting to see when we do the retrospective at the end.
It's gonna be tough, bro.
We do our top 10 Bond movies, and then we're gonna pick the favorite
Are we
Bond.
doing top 10 or are we going to just do them all, do a whole 25 list?
No, we're gonna do a top 10.
Top 10?
Top 10 Bonds.
Really?
Yes.
That's harder, bro. I'm afraid to list them all 25.
Yeah. Probably do a top 10. 25 would take forever.
Eh,
And then we'll do who our
we
favorite
don't gotta
Bonds
fucking
are.
talk about it. We already reviewed all of them at
Well,
that.
we could do what we could do actually is we could do them within eras. We'll talk about this. We could say who top. We could do what our favorite Connery film. What's our favorite Moore film? What's your favorite Dalton film? Do it that way because that kind of makes sense too. But we'll see. We'll talk about it. We got plenty of time.
Figure it out.
It'll be 3 years before we even get to that point. We'll see.
Yeah, we still got like 10 movies at least.
Cool. So yeah, so for you guys only, definitely if you guys have not seen that, it's worth watching. It's one of Roger Moore's favorite, my favorite movies. A great Bond flick. And if you want to see something that's a grounded James Bond, well, I would say his first couple are grounded too, but this is definitely probably the most grounded in reality of all his movies. See this one, definitely worth watching. So Dylan, what you got coming up? I know we got some movie reviewing at the end of the week. Oh well, by the time we get on this, who knows?
Kick 2024 off with Lawnmower Man. It's not. It originally was put out as a Stephen King adaptation, but once the movie came out, Stephen King said this is not the story I wrote, and basically sued him for them to take his name off the project. So it's not.
Wasn't that a short?
Brosnan's in it.
Yeah, I know. Wasn't that a short story by Stephen King?
So yeah, I forget. I've never read it, to be honest, but I just remember that everybody always said it was a Stephen King movie, and then
if I've heard, it's totally different than the book.
It got a sequel too.
Yeah, it did. I saw them both, but I haven't seen them in ages.
Yeah, it is a short story.
Yeah, I haven't seen them in ages.
First published in May 1975 issue of The Cavalier, and later included in 1978. Let me guess, The Night Shift.
I was going to ask you, did you ever?
And The Night Shift.
Totally off topic, but did you ever watch that adaptation I sent you of Under the Dome?
Huh?
Did you ever watch Under the Dome?
Show? I watched the first season.
Okay.
I love the first season.
First season was great. Yeah, they had 2 seasons.
Only 2 or 3 seasons.
3 seasons. Yeah. And they're worth watching, but they're not as good as the first. The first is ultimately.
No, I want to I got to go back and finish it. I love first season of Under the Dome is great. I want to get that Kingdom Hospital. That was supposed to get a Blu-ray, and I don't know whatever happened with that.
I wonder if they'll ever go back and ever make any of those actual movies. I don't know. Could you do Under the Dome as an actual movie? I guess you could.
Yeah, well, they did. Langoliers was a TV movie, and I heard that was going to get a remake. And I always liked the Langoliers.
I'm just surprised they've never gone back and remade some of these TV movies in the movies. I'm surprised.
Yeah, I know.
They did it, but
only it.
Yeah,
we'll see. Maybe at some point,
Yeah.
Because I want, like I said, I want Mike Flanagan to do a bunch of them, because I feel like not a lot of people like I said, that's supposed to be the Salem's Lot remake, and still waiting on that. But that's done by the James Wan company guys, and they're just notorious for jump scares and all that. So can't do that with Salem's Lot, man. I mean, that's Salem's Lot atmosphere.
I just watched Salem Lot. I enjoyed it. After David Soul passed away, I watched it.
Yeah. R.I.P.
But all right, so we got that coming up, Lawnmower Man, next week. I'm dropping some more shorts. I want to thank everybody for getting me up to 3,000 subs, which happened this week.
Heck yeah.
Thanks everybody for watching the shorts I put out and the other content we throw up there, the movie reviews and so forth.
Oh yeah.
We're probably gonna be doing some more movie reviews. We're talking about doing a couple out to Instagram as well, because now we have that capability of doing that.
Yeah.
So watch for some stuff up there.
See, Robert Downey got the Golden Globe win.
I haven't even looked up any of the Golden Globe stuff. I know that.
I want to know. I didn't even know that would get it. I always thought Golden Globe was for TV.
No, it's for TV and movies.
Okay. So, because he's got to get the Oscar, man, for that.
I know he will. It's pretty much a given that if you win the Golden Globe, you're gonna win the Oscar. It's just a precursor to that. Actually, you know who won the Golden Globe for Poker Face, is that Natasha Lyonne. She won.
Did she?
Best actress.
Wow, good for her.
And she was good in that movie.
She was great in that show. She was great in that show. Yeah, good for her, man. She deserves it.
Yeah. But I haven't looked up some of the other stuff. I don't know what else is
I don't. I know who is it? That Nick, that comedian from The Office, he won it for Best Supporting, I think, or something. He won something for what is it? What is the zombie show? Is The Last of Us?
Oh, Last of Us. Okay.
Yeah, he won.
The gay episode.
yeah. It looks like Nicolas Cage was up for Dream Scenario, but he lost it to Paul Giamatti. The Holdovers.
Yeah, I had to watch the whole
musical or comedy film. I wish Nick Cage should have won that, man.
Yeah. Nick Cage, I don't know.
Beau is Afraid was up for that too.
It's very they're very artsy fartsy in the
that's
a lot of the movies that were picked up. They were ones a lot of them I even heard of.
Yeah, Barbie.
I don't think you'd ever see a horror movie. And Beau is Afraid. Is that kind of a horror movie? Beau is Afraid is
Galaxy 3 and John Wick were cinematic and box office achievement, but Barbie beat Oppenheimer for that one.
Surprised they nominated it.
Drama motion picture, Oppenheimer.
When we get a Die Hard A24 or Blumhouse or some horror movie. Speaking of horror,
I know, right? They should be putting. Well, my brother
some of those A24s, I'm surprised haven't got up there.
Because my brother Evan said he was hearing that Zac Efron might win Best Actor for Iron Claw for the Oscars.
Yeah,
but I'd be surprised because, like you said, man. But A24, I mean, that's independent stuff. You would think.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I'm not seeing any.
And A24 makes more than just horror movies. They just happen to make a lot.
Exactly. Yeah. They make artsy fartsy stuff too.
Yeah. Definitely. All right. Well, thank everybody for stopping in and watching it tonight. We'll be back and sometime soon. The next movie is Octopussy, 1983. Roger Moore continues. So make sure you watch Octopussy and join us back for the review in the upcoming few weeks. Thank you, Dylan, for coming on tonight. Really appreciate it. And
we'll see you this Saturday, or depending when this comes out, we'll see you this Saturday though for Lawnmower Man. This Saturday or this past Saturday, depending.
Yeah, I think this should be out this week sometime.
Yeah.
And so watch it coming up on Saturday night. So
yeah.
All right, guys, we'll catch you later. Peace out.
Peace out, y'all.
I don't think the balloons work. Look at that motherfucker. We got the balloons.
Balloons, mother.
And you got this.
They're good.
There's one other one I saw too. I forgot what it is. Is that?
Oh really? I never seen that. You gotta hold it up there though. Sometimes I've never seen this one though.
Hands up, motherfucker.
I'm just. Or maybe what if they did that? That'd be cool.
Yeah. No, not Star Trek fans. All right, we'll catch you guys later. Have a good night, everybody.
Later.